Odiseo's Burgos, Spain plant makes nutritional feed additives, which it exports to poultry production industries worldwide. As one of the world's only producers of the amino acid methionine, the Burgos plant is able to sell all it can produce. To make methionine, Odiseo combines volatile reagents within strict safety and quality parameters, a constant challenge for its automation system. Any deviation means unscheduled shutdowns, lost product and profits, or potentially hazardous situations.
Las materias primas de las que partimos para la producción del ácido cianhídrico.
The raw materials we use for the production of cyanide acid are basically natural gas that comes via a feed line from the supplier, ammonia that comes from our vendor in France, and air provided by air compressors.
Y aire suministrado por compresores de aire.
From a process safety standpoint, the critical points of this reaction are the ratios of the mixtures of the three gases. Any substantial deviation in the proportion of one of these gases can lead to potentially explosive mixtures, and therefore it's very important that this mixture be controlled and managed.
To keep its competitive edge, Odiseo needed a state-of-the-art automation solution. They found it in the Delta V digital automation system, intelligent field devices, and asset management solution software. Key components in the plant web architecture from their longtime automation partner, Emerson Process Management.
In the Ithaca project, we selected Delta V and Plant Web and also included AMS, which we expected would help in the commissioning and speeding up the loop tests.
For Odiseo, the transition from its previous Emerson system to the next generation was seamless.
Continuar con RS3, cambiar a otro fabricante de sistemas de automatización.
We needed to continue with RS3, switch to another manufacturer's automation system, or migrate to Delta V.
Mezclar dos sistemas de control distribuido en nuestra fábrica y cuál sería la.
One of the biggest questions we had was the consequences of mixing two distributed control systems in our factory
Para trabajar con los dos
and requiring our operators to work with two different systems.
Sistemas son diferentes y que podría haber tener problemas.
The truth is, all of those fears were dispelled, and the operators now work seamlessly with both systems in the control room. The operators work with both interfaces and control the process regardless of its implementation with RS3 or Delta V.
Lo mismo tanto la parte de proceso que está todavía con RS3 y Delta V.
The seamless transition to digital automation led to better process control, which in turn enabled the elimination of unplanned shutdowns, shorter planned shutdowns, a throughput increase of over 30%, and over 14% reduction in power consumed per pound of product.
La automatización
The automation is just one of the most important factors that now allows us to reach an internal reliability very close to 97%, which means that we practically don't have shutdowns. The number of instrument technicians that we had 8 years ago, when we manufactured 40,000 tons of product, is the same as now. But now we produce 100,000 tons.
Clearly, all of the information provided by Emerson can reduce all our energy costs because we can adjust many parameters throughout 24 hours. You can know if it's using another motor or spending more water or if it's using raw material. It's really easy with a distributed control seeing a 24-hour trend and making small modifications that may consume less energy.
The quality of the product, in terms of variability, is good. It's better because we have better control of all the process.
Configuration, startup, and ongoing maintenance savings came from the Plant Web Architecture's smart field devices and Emerson's AMS suite software.
The AMS helped us in the startup of the Ithaca project. First, to verify transmitter calibration. Second, in testing wiring connections for loops. Third, documentation of what we did, how the equipment is configured. All of that is documented. So we avoided many hours of modifications and paperwork.
The predictive maintenance for us is very important, mainly because the key process devices have sensors that are able to predict what is going to happen. For example, a centrifugal pump has 6 sensors sufficient to warn us of a failure ahead of time.
Bueno, la realidad es la que es. Nosotros estamos teniendo el mismo número de personas.
The reality is that we have the same number of people, and we've doubled the number of instruments in the control room.
Duplicado el número de instrumentos de la sala de control. Y
There's no doubt PlantWeb and associated systems allows us to achieve this and control maintenance.
asociados para poder controlar el mantenimiento como AMS.
The old guard instrument technician spent 90% of the time in the field. Now everything is much more concentrated and faster in the control room with AMS or Delta V.
I'd say that if in the past you could test 8 or 10 loops, now with AMS you could test 3 to 4 times that number in the same amount of time.
It is very easy because it's not necessary to go into the field. From the console, you can do absolutely everything. It has helped us in startups because from the control room, we know all the exact parameters enabled and if they are functioning, which is very important. That saves a huge amount of time.
In addition to more accurate information from field devices, the digital automation system provides Adiseo with enriched process information.
La información histórica del Delta V es
The historical information in Delta V is also great because it tells you, for example, what has happened in the last 48 hours. You can see it and review it. This is especially helpful when there is a plant shutdown. You know exactly why it stopped. Not only do you know what has happened, but you know it was a controlled shutdown.
Después te ha cerrado esta válvula, no sé qué, te lo ha hecho todo, no sé qué tal, te lo ha hecho en tiempo real, había un temporizador y a los 5 segundos le ha mandado a cerrar la válvula y tal.
Enriched process information in real time means Adiseo management can view the process and even make adjustments via internet documentation from anywhere in the world.
Sobre todo a nivel de comunicaciones, que ya hemos empezado también a hacer alguna cosa y ya tenemos.
One of the greatest benefits is the level of communication that we've achieved. We have a web page on the internet that gives us, in real time, hundreds of pieces of information at certain stages of the manufacturing process. We can view them via the local network and in the plant. There are a lot of possibilities to communicate process information with our data management system, such as SAP, accounting, customer service, or sales.
SAP, con acceso directo a la contabilidad o a servicio comercial o a ventas.
Los datos de los caudalímetros se complementan con 2 medidas.
The data of the flow meters are complemented with 2 measurements of Emerson's inline analyzers. On one hand, we verified the quality of the gas with continuous analysis. The operator has information on any quality variation in the gas supply. In addition, an analyzer in the furnace informs you if the mixture is correct. These 2 analyzers are fundamental for us.
En el horno nos informa si la mezcla es correcta. Estos 2 analizadores para nosotros son fundamentales.
La variación de la calidad del
The
aire.
variation of air quality of nitric acid in the process reaction is very important. Therefore, we needed instrumentation that could control elements of the air quality. It performed very effectively, this Delta V tool.
Elemento de esta herramienta como Delta V.
Tenemos índices altísimos de fiabilidad. La fábrica prácticamente está siempre en marcha.
Indeed, we have very high plant reliability, which practically is always running.
Mejorando nuestros consumos unitarios de reactivos por materia prima, lo cual económicamente es importante porque se puede siempre controlar mejor, digamos.
We have very few unscheduled shutdowns and are improving our reagent consumption, which is economically important because it lets us control our process better.
Variaciones programadas de cambios de caudal.
Everything is better controlled. Temperature, pressures. Program variations of reagent inflow leads to better yields. which is an important improvement.
Consumo de materia prima por kilo de producto fabricado. Con lo cual, bueno, pues es una mejora importante.
One of the things that we valued in Delta V is the ease of the redundancy.
Adiseo knows it can depend on support from Emerson's local office, from the system's migration to ongoing support and future upgrades.
Y con el apoyo constante de Emerson.
With the constant support of Emerson and the local office in Spain, we don't have problems, and the process works.
No tenemos problemas y el proceso funciona.
Para nosotros el soporte de Emerson.
For us, the Emerson support is very important. I could call the Emerson engineers at 6 in the morning on a Sunday or on a Monday, and they are available to be here in 4 hours.
¿Es capaz de venir en 4 horas?
I believe the most important benefit is that we have taken a forward leap and that we have learned along the way.
Sí, totalmente fundamental. Para nosotros la automatización, este proceso sin automatización no.
It is totally fundamental. Without our process, we couldn't have done it. Thanks to the automation that we have now, we can make the current production rate with the desired product quality and with the reliability of the production process.
Teniendo y con la fiabilidad también del producto, o sea, de la fiabilidad de nuestro proceso de fabricación.